This is Salvis Unidos podcast, recorded from, where are we?
Valley Street,
New York, and Long Island. Recorded for Salvadorans around the world. I'm your host, Carlos, and this is episode number 15. All right, today we have a lot of guests on the show. It's a full house. It is the cast and crew of These Days film. It's a really important project coming out in Long Island, right? Brentwood, Long Island. So why don't we go around and introduce ourselves? Let's start with Kelly here in the front row.
My name's Kelly Cano Reyes, and I'm from Guatemala. I play April in the film.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Artiaga. I am Salvadorian, and in the role I play Nico.
Hi, my name is Emir Ochoa. I am Salvadorian, and I play Anita in the film.
Hey, my name is Jhonny. I'm Salvadorian, and I play Cisco in the film.
Hi, my name is Billy Mayorga. I'm from El Salvador and Guatemala, and I play Jay in the movie These Days.
Hi, my name is Victor Perez, and I'm the co-producer of These Days.
How's it going? This is Junior Gonzalez, and I'm the writer and director of the film These Days, and I'm also Salvadorian.
Okay, awesome. Wow, so it seems like we have almost everyone here is Salvadorian. If I'm not mistaken, almost the whole crew and cast is Salvadorian. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so one person's not Salvadorian though. Raise your hand. Where are you from?
I'm from Guatemala. I'm from Guatemala.
Okay. So just a quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are these Salvis treating you okay? They're treating you okay?
Yes.
Are they forcing you to eat pupusas?
I mean, I love pupusas, so no.
Alright, good to know we're treating you okay. Alright guys, so can we start with Junior telling us a little bit about the movie? Just kind of a quick synopsis and background.
Yeah, so this project These Days is basically my experience of living with a single parent mother. And I just kind of want to reflect that story and just the struggle of what single parents go through, and also the challenges that kids go through. Just remembering back how I was as a little, there was a lot of challenges and choices that I had to go through. So I just wanted to kind of play with that theme in These Days.
Okay, interesting. All right. So I'm wondering, for the younger crowd, you guys acted in this, you guys read the script, you guys did a lot of work. Were you guys able to relate to the movie? Like, did you guys see yourselves in the movie, or did you see similar situations, or maybe friends that might be in similar situations?
Jen?
I don't relate to it, but I do know people that relate to it, and I think this movie could actually help others and help them, know it's real life, it's stuff that go on, and it could help others that are going through this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, I also related to it because I live with a single mother. So it's like this part that I could really relate with.
Okay. Anyone else? Amy? Billy?
It's not something that, the only part I can really relate to is a single mother.
Mm-hmm.
The rest is just not something I could relate to, but I do know some people that could relate to that specific situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well that's kind of a good thing, because it seems like the character in the movie is going through a really hard time, so I'm glad you guys are doing okay, it seems like. So, filming a movie of any kind is a lot of work. Did you guys realize how much work there was going to be going into it? Kelly, you can start on the left.
Yes. I was really happy to be chosen for this, and when we started recording and all, I saw how much time and dedication Junior put into this film, so yeah.
I was really happy because I want to be an actress, but I never thought it was going to be that hard to read scripts and everything because I'm a shy person. But he did put a lot of time in us, and we're really grateful for him.
Okay. Amy?
I knew it was going to be a lot of time, and I appreciated it, and I appreciate Junior with all my heart for all the work that he put with us.
And yes, I thought it was going to be a lot of time with it, but seeing what Junior is, he will make it happen, and it is going to happen.
I see the dedication he's put in, and I really appreciate it, and I just hope this goes very far. I hope it gets somewhere very far, and it's just something he gets. It's something he wants.
Yeah, I hope so too. Maybe we'll see him up there with Spielberg one day, right?
It was like hard work and stuff, but it was like really fun because everyone in the crew, you know, it was like really fun spending time with them, and everyone has their like different personalities and talents. So I think that was my favorite part, being with the crew, because now they're like sisters and brothers to me. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm curious to know, how did you guys find out about the movie? Like, how did you guys get interested? How did you guys find out about the audition?
Well, my sister, she has Instagram as well as social media, and she sent it to me. At the time, I didn't have social media. And then I went to the audition. I don't really remember the address, but I went, and I made it.
My mom told me about it because she knows how much I like acting. And I went and I got it too.
My mom also told me about it, and I was really interested in it, and thankfully I got in it too.
So I was in school one day, and my teacher told me about it because she saw it on Instagram, and she was like, if anybody is interested, just like let me know, and I'll make time for it. And I said, yeah, I'm interested. It might be like a unique experience. And then that's where I went, and I got the paper. And I was so happy when they called.
Awesome.
I actually got through. I actually found out about it from a counselor from an organization called Strong Youth.
Mhm.
And then he took me to an audition, and I auditioned at Queens. And then I didn't think I was gonna get the role that I got. It was fun.
Got a pretty big role there. Right, so some people are just good actors naturally. Some people have to work a little harder. But regardless, everyone works really hard to create a good movie, a good film. For you guys, what was the hardest part about acting in a movie, or just acting in general?
Okay, for me, the hardest part was being on camera. Like, I fear if I mess up, oh my gosh, everybody just looked at me. So that was really hard for me. But I'm getting used to it.
Yeah. Amy?
For me, it was mostly acting like my character, because I do have a little bit of his personality, but I don't have the sassy part of it.
So it's like tapping into that sassiness.
Yeah.
That was a little bit difficult. Okay.
One difficult thing for me was the same thing as she said, Amy. It was acting because it was like my first time doing it. And also, what Jhonny said about being in front of camera, this is something not for me, but I put the work in it.
Oh God. One thing was I was very camera shy, and another thing was getting into character. I mean, I was just like so nervous, and I would just smile the whole time. It was just so hard to get into character.
I relate with Billy. I think the hardest part for me was not to laugh, because I'm a jokester, and like I love laughing, so like it was really hard trying not to laugh, and just looking at the camera I just cracked, and I just started laughing, and I was like, okay, I have to be serious. So I did. I was serious.
And one thing to also make a note of is all these actors here are like all natural. They're local, non-experienced, and they came with their A game and just made it happen on screen. I mean, I'm even impressed. So that's something to keep in mind. Most of these actors here like didn't have experience, and now like look at them, they're on their way to possibly doing more things.
Yeah, awesome. Well, good job, guys. It's awesome. So it's funny because all you guys say, I'm not comfortable in front of the camera. Like, I swear, every time I go out, kids are in front of the camera.
I think it's different because you know millions of people are probably going to watch this. And when you're taking a selfie or a video, you're like, oh, just my friend.
Wait. You don't want to get 1 million likes?
No, I do. But it's like, I'm scared if someone's like, oh, why would she post that? Or why is she doing that? I think too much of what others will say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyone else feel like that?
I don't. Like, if it's gonna sound wrong, but I don't care what people say about me, and I do me, and I know at the end of the day it's gonna be me and whatever I do. it's okay. You know, tomorrow's a better day.
Billy, looks like you have something to say.
I'm scared of the camera.
I
I don't know. I just feel like, what if I do something wrong on camera and then it's just like all over the place?
Well, here's the good part. If you do something good on camera, it might be all over the place too. So, we want to get that. We're going to capture that. All right, so there's obviously challenges to filming and acting, but what were the fun parts for you guys?
My fun part was actually, basically, I guess, spilling the tea between us three, because we would always crack up when I would mess up or something like that.
Okay.
Well, for me, the most fun thing that happened when we were filming this was hanging with everybody that is over here. I don't know. After that, they just became my friend. Like, they're mad close with me. And, like, we all laughed. We had jokes and stuff. But, yeah, that was, like, the most fun thing for me.
Okay.
The most fun thing for me was being with them. Like, even if you messed up, they wouldn't judge you. They're all good people. Like, I'm so happy I met them. They're just so, I love them.
I think the best part of this was the people too. They were really kind. I actually got really close with Jhonny. She goes to my house every day. I'm not even joking. So it was really fun, and I don't know, everyone's so amazing.
Billy, any fun parts you'd like to recall, or was it all misery for you?
No.
That's Billy, by the way.
The people. The people are just like so nice, and I don't know. It was just fun. It was just fun the whole time.
Awesome. All right. Well, after the summer, we'll have a full movie. Does anybody else want to continue on acting based on the experience you had filming the concept trailer?
Me, I've always wanted to be an actress since I was
there you
8.
go.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to be the next Brad Pitt, or maybe a director? Maybe give Junior one for his money.
Me.
Billy?
I'm gonna be the next Al Pacino.
Oh, there you go. All right, big shoes to fill. I'd like to see that. Okay, awesome. All right, guys. So this next question, some of you may have thought about it. Maybe some of you never thought about it before. Maybe the movie made you think about it. Maybe not. But I just want to preface it by saying there's no wrong answers to this. And if you're not Salvadoran, just something to your background. For you guys, what does it mean to be Salvadoran, or what does it mean to be from Guatemala? Start with Kelly.
To me, being from Guatemala is like really important, especially when I represent my culture and the food and like my family. Guatemala is beautiful. Let me start with that. So being from such a beautiful country and beautiful culture is really important to me, and I feel like representing that is really important too. And this film is like representing Salvadorians, but I can relate to them. And Guatemala is actually really close to Salvador,
we're neighbors.
and Honduras and Nicaragua and all that. So
Central America.
yeah, Central America.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, being Salvadorian for me, I like being Salvadorian. I like the food. I like my family. I went to Salvador once, but I was like 7, but it was really fun. And I'm happy I'm Salvadorian.
Any good memories from that time you went when you were 7?
The beaches.
The beaches,
Yeah.
The beaches are amazing, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay.
Being Salvadoran for me is a blessing because you can experience new things. I went to El Salvador like a few times. I went when I was 6. A memory that I had is that my aunt, she gave me some baby chicken eggs and I dropped them into a hole. And then I said, oh no, my little chicks. And I guess, yeah, Salvadorian is a big blessing for me.
Okay.
Starting this off, like, I'm proud being Salvadorian. And I say that because, like, there's people saying, oh, Latins are, like, like, bad, you know. There's rumors about. But, like, honestly, as she said, it's a blessing being Salvadorian. Because going back, like, 6 years ago, I just remember going to the beaches and hanging out with my family with it. It's just a whole different story. But like being Salvadorian is just something unique I like.
Awesome. Cool.
It's true what you said. Being Salvadorian is a blessing. I mean, it's all about the culture, the food, and everything. And it's not like I've never been there. I've only been to Guatemala. I mean, but it's like both of those countries are Latinos. I mean, everyone from there are Latinos. And I don't know. I guess the best memory I've had since I've been to Guatemala is getting chased by chickens.
Yeah.
It's
They
always
can be
the
pretty mean
animals.
with chickens.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys had this whole experience of releasing this concept trailer. You guys are working very hard for making a full movie. Why do you guys think it's important to make these kinds of movies?
To represent our culture and to like get the misconception about our culture, because many, like Jhonny said, many people say that Latinos this, Latinos that, but we're more than what the news portrays and all that. We can't really share, but I feel like this movie actually shares some things like that.
Yeah, I feel like this movie is gonna help us Salvadorians and every other Spanish country like know better of us than what they think we are. Like it's gonna give a positive mindset to them, energy. Yeah.
I think it's gonna help because a lot of people could and can relate to this, and it could help them with their situations that they're going through.
I think this could help because like I think like we as teens think that we all going through something and nobody could relate to it, but this actually could like help them see that other people, other families also go through the same things they go through.
Honestly, it just can open up more. It can open up more for the culture. A lot of people could relate, and I don't know. I just feel like there should be more like films, and it just could open up with Central American films and stuff like that. It really could open up for people, and that's about it.
Okay, all right. Well, something interesting Jhonny said, like, I know you guys are teenagers and you may feel like you're alone. Adults feel like that sometimes too. Like, sometimes we feel like what we're going through, no one else is going through. There's a lot of Salvadorans out there that are my age or even older that feel like alone because it's so hard to find community out there. So I think this movie is, it's a large number of us out there, but just we don't have community. And hopefully this movie helps bring that into the forefront. So a lot of you guys mentioned how we're portrayed out in the media. How does that make you guys feel like when you see, these news channels and news people, or you might see tweets or whatever talking about Central Americans or just Latinos in general? Like, how does that make you guys feel?
It makes us sad because we're humans. We're gonna feel pain, and it's not fair that we get treated like that. We're not doing anything wrong. We're just living our lives. Like, we're humans. We shouldn't be treated differently.
I feel like so many people do things, every race, and Hispanics and Latinos are like, we're the bad ones, and I feel like that's not really right. And I feel like we should be portrayed like in a better way, show our culture and show the achievements we do instead of just being the bad guys of the movie. And yeah, basically.
I feel the same way actually, because it does hurt, and then you never know what people could be saying behind your back just because you're from that place or because you're Latino or because you're Hispanic, and it hurts because you're feeling betrayed by other people.
It honestly just bothers me seeing that because they're just showing what the wrong people do, like they don't show what really like the good side of what like Latinos are doing, So that's something that just bothers me a lot when I see in the news, oh, this person did that, this person did that. Like, they're not showing what the good things are.
I feel the same way. There's always two parts. There's always a good side. There's always a bad side, and never never in the news media do us Salvadorians get a good side. It's always a negative thing, and it's always the violence that gets to us, and it's not right. I don't feel it's right.
How old are each of you guys?
I'm 18.
Okay.
I'm 15.
Okay.
I'm 12.
12?
I'm 16.
I am also too.
Young ones in the group, huh? That's pretty cool though. Like you guys are doing, like you guys are a feature. I know you guys hear that all the time, but it's
Yeah.
true. Like
Yeah.
me and Junior and Victor are on the way out. You guys are gonna build the next big thing. So it's awesome that you guys are working on this and getting that experience. So you guys played all these characters in the movie. They're going through some rough stuff in a rough neighborhood. I'm glad to hear that you guys aren't going through similar things, because that's really good, you know. But like for a lot of Salvadoran kids and teenagers out there, they are in those situations. So from going through this experience, what advice would you give to other Salvadoran teenagers or kids out there that might be going through a similar circumstance?
My advice is to be strong and never give up, and like show people like what you could really do, not what they think you could do.
My advice is it's gonna get better. Maybe not today, but it's gonna get better eventually. And no matter what you're going through, everything has a reason to it. And somebody's there to listen.
I would say that there's always going to be someone there to hear you, and you should tell somebody because it's really going to help desahogarte. So you should go and tell someone, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say the same thing that Kelly says because you never know. Like, if you think that you're alone, you're not. Because you could go to an adult, you could go to someone your age, you never know, and they could give you strong advice that can help you.
I feel that most teenagers should just get moral support, and they should stay strong. And in anything, there's always a solution to something, and they just should stay strong and be themselves.
Who should they seek support from? From their peer group, adults, or?
Adults and people that can really support them.
Okay. Cool. So sounds. Go ahead, Kelly.
I feel like teens should sometimes seek support from other teens because I feel like when teens talk, they understand each other, and when you talk with an adult, sometimes they won't understand you as someone your age would. So I feel like sometimes you just have to talk to a friend or someone really close to you. That way they can understand you.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna ask some questions to the older guys here. But if you guys have input or whatever, just raise your hand, and we want to hear from you guys too. Okay. So the first question I have for you guys is, why Brentwood out of all places in Long Island? What made you pick Brentwood?
I definitely picked Brentwood because of the big community that exists in Brentwood, and which is, they have a high population of Salvadorans, and it made sense for me to film that and just kind of explore the culture there and just try to help with a strong positive message as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so another question for you, Junior. So you've been working on this for a long time. What was the catalyst, the moment where you decided to have to do this? Was there an event, a specific moment in time, song, anything?
I just, to be honest, I think it's a long time overdue. I mean, I just, I know I made a documentary, a few years back. It was called Where's the Revolution? And just when I made that, I just, going through all this film festivals and stuff, there was just a lack of representation. Even when I was showing my stuff, they didn't realize there were Salvadoran filmmakers that exist. Mm-hmm. And, that was a little shocking too, but, I felt like a little island of my own. And that basically kind of inspired me just to make more content, more projects about the Central American culture. And I think that's when these days kind of started bubbling, and I wanted to continue that momentum and here we are.
Okay. All right. So this is a question for both of you guys. Maybe you can get Victor's input. What is your connection to El Salvador? Like, what does being Salvadoran mean to you, and what does that imply for this movie?
Well, being Salvador to me is always thinking about when growing up, my mom used to take me to El Salvador and what we used to call El Campo. And all I can remember is how humble my grandmother and grandfather, how they used to live without nothing, and you kind of appreciate life. It's not all about the materialistic. You don't know that when you're growing up, but you do see that, the whole humble house that they had, the floors made out of clay. Even though they were made out of clay, my grandmother used to sweep them. I was just like, wow, And when you look back, you're like, wow, it's like living a really simple life. And so, you see that, and when you go to El Salvador, you see the humbleness over there, and also, the people, it's just the daily struggles of life over there, working, and they're always happy. They're always happy. It's not like, where they come home and, they're upset and frustrated. No, they're there, helping, still, helping with their kids. And then just making sure that all the chores are taken care of. So that's what El Salvador mean to me, and just the landscape when at the time, the airline DACA, back in those days. It's just seeing the overview of the landscape, the volcanoes, the lakes, and you're like, wow. And then just when you got there, it was an excitement. But then when you took off back to the U.S., that was really, it sunk. You're like, wow, this is where my roots are. This is where my mom is from. This is where my grandparents is from. And so that right there is just, I went several times, and every time we took off, going back to the U.S., it was just like, oh, I felt that emptiness. I felt that sadness. And it's just like, oh, I yearn that, So that's what El Salvador means to me.
Okay. And how long have you grew up here in Long Island?
Yeah, so from the early in the show, I didn't say I was Salvadoran, but now you guys know. My mom came here in '68. She went to California, which she has recently found out. And then she went back to El Salvador, came back in '69. She had me in '73 in New York, Huntington, Long Island. And then, after I grew up, my parents separated. And then, I ended up going back to El Salvador for the next 5 years. And then she just came back to Long Island when I was 5, and pretty much settled in Long Island. Growing up in Hempstead for a while till I was into 8th grade. And then, reading the script, the junior script, I relate to that. Just the daily struggles, the daily challenges. I was a teenager as well, and I was always getting picked on, or I was just, getting into the daily, how can I say it? I wouldn't brawls. I would say that, and it kind of like, it made you strong, but at the same time, it's like, you didn't have nobody there for you. All you had was your friends. Even though I didn't grow up with my mom, I grew up with my aunt. It's not like they're there in school with you, so you got to deal with that individually. And you going and telling your issues to your parents, the last thing you want is for them to go to the school, and then what happens? The next day they would be waiting for you. So that's how the script relates to one of the reasons I got involved in that in junior. Which is filmed these days.
So it hit really close to home for you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, Junior, what about you? What's your connection to El Salvador?
Well, I was born from Salvadoran parents. No, but on a serious note, just what it means and just being Salvadoran. That's an interesting question because, I'm obviously a little bit older than my kids here. I like to call them that, my kids. And, I grew up in a time where there wasn't too much culture. And that was a struggle for myself, just trying to find identity and all that. So it was pretty tough at the time. And then obviously now it's incredible to see how much the community has grown. And I feel like I been growing with them and understanding everybody's problems, issues, and I think that's why another reason why I started writing this script, because I think earlier when they were when you mentioned about the kids like feeling lonely, not understanding. Well, I was actually one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what these kids were going through, and it's just interesting that you see a big cycle.
Yeah.
And not much has changed.
Yeah.
Or maybe little. There's improvement.
We're working.
Yeah, there's improvement. And so I felt like writing the script could somehow change that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could see a better light and understand and see ourselves what the issues are, what we need to improve on, and how we can make a better community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for the younger crowd, you're hearing these adults talking about some of the same issues you guys talked about. This is two generations facing a similar issue. What does that make you think about what your future will be, and for your future kids, like what that means for their identity as well?
Like what we're going through?
Yeah, like you see like adults are going through some of the same struggles that you guys are going through. Like how does that make you feel about the struggles you're going through, and how does that make you feel about like the future?
Well, like you asked for my future kids. I mean, I hope to tell them that like I'm here for them, because like sometimes I get lonely too. I feel like my parents aren't together, but I do have them, but I still do feel lonely. Like I feel like what Victor said, like you could have clothes, you could have everything, but like if you don't have that love, you're still gonna feel lonely. So I hope that the next generation isn't like that, because I don't want to see depressed kids. I don't want people to go through what I go through. I really hope they find love and happiness.
I hope in the future generations that my kids are able to express their culture freely. In today's world, you could do that, but I feel like we need to be represented more, and like in this movie, we are represented, and we are going to be represented, and good things are going to be put out there, and yeah, I hope it continues, and the Latino culture and the Hispanic culture grows more in America, and everyone feels equal.
I actually do hope also that the future generation just change, and they hopefully stop talking bad about Hispanics and Latino culture, and so hopefully some of my kids don't experience that, and they don't have to feel sad or in pain because people are talking bad about it.
Okay, Jhonny.
I'm hoping too that it improves, because like if my kids go through the same thing, I will relate with them. I will help them go through it. But also there's some kids that their parents are separated, and they can't get the same like love, energy. But yeah, I just wanted it to improve though.
I also wanted to improve, because I don't want the future generation to literally be a Great Depression. I mean, but I don't want to have to come home from work and then I see my child crying. Oh, I was racially profiled just because I'm Hispanic, I'm Salvadorian. They think I'm a bad person. I don't want to have to go through that. And if it does happen, I mean, I'm going through it with them. I mean, I'm not gonna stop being beside them. It's not right.
Definitely not. So hopefully by working on projects like this, we can minimize that and create a better future. So Victor, I have another question for you. This is something I've wondered about for a long time. What does a producer do?
That's a great question, and I'm still asking that same question. I think a producer is the one. It's like you working in a restaurant business. It's the guy in the back that does all the dirtiness, right? All the hard work, all the sweat. So that way, the chef is like, his pots are clean. everything is all taken care of, the food and everything, and then you got the waitress already, boom, the final product goes right to the table. So it's the guy in the back, that does that hustling work. That's my how can I explain it as far as a producer is. This is the first time for me, and I'm learning a lot. It's a great experience, and I want to thank Junior for that opportunity, for giving me that. Like I said, I'm still learning, and I like it. It's enjoyable. It's different.
Okay. It sounds like you did a lot of varying tasks.
Yeah. It's just whatever Junior told me to do, I did.
He does all my dirty work, man. He sticks his neck out. Victor's been very helpful with this whole process. I mean, he's on the phone. He's reaching out to people. He's trying to make sure we're on top of our meetings. I mean, he's making sure we're getting locations. I mean, he's producing without even knowing he's producing. So I think exactly what the word means. He's producing. Like he's coming through, and he's been very helpful. We have another producer as well that she couldn't make it. Her name is Amanda. I love you, Amanda. So we'll see you soon.
We miss you, Amanda.
But yeah, so they've been doing all the dirty work, just trying to get meetings, trying to help with fundraisers, trying to just get the word out, outreaching, doing all that. It's been very helpful. I mean, I'm grateful that I've been able to assemble a great team like that, because obviously I can't do that on my own. There's no way. I don't think I would be in this position without them.
Right. Okay. So I have a question for you, Junior. Can you walk us through a high level the process from, let's say, starting to write the script to doing the final edits? Like, what is involved in creating a film?
So I mean, definitely it just starts with the script, right? It took me several years just to kind of get it where I needed to be. So I guess from there, once everything is done, now it's like trying to make it come alive, and how to do that and stuff. And basically, I came to the point where obviously, this is a concept trailer and we're trying to make this into a full feature. I think the best way for me was just to kind of give someone a visual of what this project could look like. So I went through I went through the same, what do you call it? Process as anyone would like doing a movie, but instead this is a concept trailer. So I put up a audition, and basically that was the very, very first step. And luckily I had a good crowd, and luckily I found these kids that are starving, and they're ready to make things happen. They wanted this, and it was just incredible that they fell in my lap. And basically after that, once I chose everybody to be part of this, we went through a long rehearsal process.
Yeah.
And I think without the rehearsals, I don't think you will see the chemistry that you see now. And I believe what Kelly mentioned and the other kids were saying, they're all friends. Beyond the film here, we're family. I mean, I'm on the phone with the moms all the time. They're like an extension of my family now. I'm on the phone with Victor. Victor's talking to, Kelly's mom, or I'm talking to Amy's mom. They've been also helping with the process. So, it's more than a film. We became definitely a family. And so after the rehearsal, everybody got comfortable. And once I thought they were ready, they were ready. And then so we set the date for to make this concept trailer, and it was magic when it happened, because when we did the concept trailer, it was basically I wasn't even there directing. They just kind of understood it, they got it. It was just natural. Everything kind of came together. It was like a beautiful thing. So and then after that, it took me several months just to kind of put together the trailer itself, and that took some time, trying to find music and trying to find parts that I thought that will fit and stuff. And as far as going through the trailer, it's just I wanted people to grab people's attention and stuff,
Okay.
And also want to make a note too. Also, the trailer has a lot of activity happening, fights. There's a gun, this and that. Number one thing is I'm definitely not focusing on that. That's not what the movie's about. but because of the trailer, like I needed to get people's attention.
Right.
And so I just want to make a note on that. So it isn't about what you think it is, as far as like it's about violence. No, it's about family. It's about the importance of a relationship between a mother and a son, and that goes for everyone. So like, you know, family does matter, and that's the theme that I play with throughout.
It's the family structure. It's not the violence. So
Gotcha.
you know, kind of that's what definitely focus on. For sure.
Have you guys received negative criticism regarding the concept trailer and the things portrayed in there? Because, you know, from a cursory glance, you see a bunch of kids, you see a bunch of boys that you could mistake for a gang. You see a little boy holding a gun, right? It's set in Long Island, which has a bad fame for certain things, right? Anybody could argue, hey, you guys are perpetuating the image we're all trying to shed. Has anybody come up to you and talked to you about that?
Definitely. I mean, we go through that all the time, and I think just explaining it is very important. So, I mean, the reason for that is like, one is like, you know, I have to keep it real. I can't really erase like history. It's part of it, but also at the same time, it doesn't mean I have to focus that.
Right.
I may touch on it, but it is very minimal. So, like, you know, the whole point, people forget, like, there's actually a kid there that's trying to like survive that. You know, people see the gun and people getting beat up or something, but people forget there's actually a kid there, which Billy plays that role, that he's actually trying to survive it. Like, everybody forgets that. It's just interesting that is missed. And there's a mother that's like basically trying to make sure make sure that she's involved in his life. You know, so on that note, you know, you have to see that as well. You know, because there are some kids, not all, that are kind of struggling with that, and that's the theme I play. So it's like that choice, like, you know, that moment that can really change your life. And if that person, that parent, and in this case, the single mom, if she's not there, then, you know, you'll definitely get a whole different story. And, you know, I was trying to avoid all that, but like at the end of the day, it's like, you know, it's a well-hearted, good message at the end.
Right.
Yeah, it's a film. You know, it's not a 5-minute film. It has a storyline to it. You know, so we have to understand the storyline, not just, you know, the 5-minute concept trailer that we displayed, you know, showcased a couple of months ago. So I think that, you know, we have to look at the big picture. You can't judge its book by its cover type of thing, you know. And so that's what we're trying to emphasize with this film. And also, you know, to your question, yes, it is Long Island. It is a sensitivity issue, and we definitely understand that. And by no means we're touching on that sensitivity issue, because there's time and a place for that, and it's not in the film. Let's leave that to somebody else to play with. And we want to definitely show more of a positive, you know, story.
Gotcha.
You know,
Let's focus on family.
Exactly.
Like, that's where it's at right there, family.
So you guys showcase several different types of families in the movies. Can you go over a little bit of that?
Well, yeah, like definitely, as far as like the main character, there's the single family. You know, someone who's a single parent. I thought that was important to showcase, and like as I mentioned before, like, you know, some of that's like some experience that I grew up with. And yeah, I don't think we get enough love for single parent women out there that like actually are on the grind every day, just, you know, picking up their kids to go to school, making sure they're you know, they have food on the table, making sure they have clothes on the back. I mean, I think that's a very special thing that like doesn't really get highlighted. And then also there's another type of family where, like, you know, Cisco, where Jhonny plays. You know, sometimes like either the family just haven't had a chance to move forward, and like instead of blaming themselves, they're also blaming their kids and blaming the situation. So, you know, I try to touch on realistic things of like even why family structures could, you know, can make a difference in someone's life. You know,
it's the nurturing, as far as the second family is the nurturing of that child, right? Let's bring attention to that child, right? Let's bring awareness. Let's interact, right? And so that's something that in our community, right? It's at times it gets left out, right? And, you know, we don't focus as much as we should to our kids, and so that's what we're trying to show. Like, hey, be more interactive with your child. You know, anybody could be a father, but it requires the dad to be there.
Right.
You know, giving that love. You know, so
Yeah, it's a different when you're in their lives. You know?
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So there's another character in this movie, and it's basically the city itself of Brentwood. So when you were writing this, did you have in mind like real locations, or how did you manage to find locations for the movie? What was that process like?
As far as locations or why I picked.
Like Brentwood has a specific look, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you were envisioning when you first started writing the movie?
I mean, definitely I was looking for a Salvadoran community that existed in the United States, and Brentwood just hit home with me because I was doing research and like just reading about what people thought about Brentwood and stuff like that, and like why even Salvadorans even went to Brentwood. And there was like a couple articles that like I read that they always start off with like, oh, the trees reminded them of the tropical feel back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was very interesting. I didn't think, I've been to El Salvador and it's very, very tropical. There's trees all over the place. And Brentwood kind of had that same environment. And I was like pointing that out to a few people and they're like, yeah, that's right. We do have a lot of trees. But I think like the whole suburb and thing about Brentwood interests me as well because, these suburb towns are like an island of their own. In a sense. And within the island, there's like a big group of people like, oh, why? How'd they end up here? So it was an easy call because I know Hempstead as well has a
big
huge population as well, but Hempstead still gave me like a city feel. It could look like a Queens neighborhood, or it could look like some neighborhood in Brooklyn. So definitely, Brentwood had a very distinctive look that I like.
Gotcha. So Victor, while you were reading the script before the movie was filmed, could you see those locations in your head when you were growing up, or like based on growing up here? Could you envision all this stuff happening?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you have your bodegas, your Salvadoran delis, your restaurants, your pollo camperos, and
Which blows my mind. I moved to New York. I lived in Westchester, and pollo campero I thought was lost to me forever. I'm so surprised to see it out here in Long Island.
Yeah. So, and then the factor is the community. It takes a village, and so definitely that's what's required for these kids to get that that positive influence from the community. So so it touched home with the script for sure.
Cool. All right, so I want to talk about the casting process. I think that was the first point that I actually learned about the movie. Somebody sent me the casting call, flyer, or poster for it. How do you guys go about finding people? Like, was there a certain characteristic you were looking for in each character, or was it did anybody just walk in and you were like, "This is the person"?
Well, there's a process for sure.
Yeah.
It's like going into a job interview, right? You just can't, you just can't show up and then, all right, just because he showed up, he has a job, So it requires a lot of Q&A and kind of observing, in what they're all about. Are they passionate about what they're doing? So those are the things that we definitely look into. But I'm sure Jhonny went in depth with that as well.
Yeah, and adding to that, basically, there were certain type of characters that were in the story that basically they had to like at least look the part or be the part or just have like that same personality. What's interesting is like even some of these kids that went to audition, it's like I think for the most part they had some sort of a connection with them. It fit well with their personality. It fit well, and I think that's why they shined a lot and they were comfortable under their skin playing these roles because I try to make it as natural as possible. Like if you were living in Long Island,
right?
So definitely just personality, look, and just being similar to the character was definitely the process for me.
So you basically just picked the most handsome and prettiest kids.
Hey, they all wanted it, so they all did a great job, and I'm still amazed today. They just they're soldiers. I mean, I don't think I would be here without them as well, because they made the movie happen.
I think what really hit it home is the chemistry, but most of all is these kids, they're from the community. They know the community. So they were able to showcase that in the film. And I think that's what made it so easy to, the chemistry was so, it blended in nicely with the film. So that's what made it happen.
Okay. For the actors, I guess, anybody want to share what their casting experience was like coming in for auditions?
I was so shy. I was laughing at the camera. I was like, again, please, again.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
And then I didn't even say my name. I was so nervous. I don't know how I made it. And then I got the email that I made it, and I was like, I don't know how I made it, because I was like, again, please, because I was so shy. So I was so happy I made it.
I was really excited. When I walked in, I was like, oh my gosh, another audition. What am I going to do? Like, I was really, like, kind of scared. I auditioned with my friend, Brian, and, like, we were like, we're going to make it. Don't worry, And so when I auditioned, I was like, okay, I got this. And I just started acting. I was like, okay, I got this. And then my mom told me, she was like, oh, you got the part. I was like, oh, okay. So I was really excited. It was a nice experience. Yeah.
I was actually also really shy at the audition. I barely talked, and then when my mom told me that I got it, I was jumping outside.
Yeah.
Very excited, huh?
Yeah.
For being my first time, I was obviously nervous, and I did not know what to expect. But yeah, I was very nervous. Like, I was like stuttering. I was getting messed up and stuff. But like, when they said I got the paper, trust me, I was so happy.
I started telling everyone.
It was scary.
By the way, we call him Old Man Billy sometimes.
I don't know. It was my first. I was in front of a camera, and it's like I'm not used to it. So I was just very shy. I was camera shy. I wasn't talking that much, and I just went home, and I was just like, I'm gonna end up being the bully or something. And then I get called like a week later, and it's like, oh, you got the main role, you got the main character, and I was like, I was proud of myself.
Cool, very cool. And for the director and the producer, what was the parents' reaction? Was there any pullback from the parents? Did anybody get nervous about it? Like, what was the basically feeling or the attitude of the parents coming in to audition their kids?
It's funny because while they were auditioning, I was the one talking to the parents, and the chemistry was amazing. It was excitement. It was like, wow, I can't believe this is happening in Long Island. Just thanking us for putting this together. So it was exciting for not just for them, but I think all the while for everyone, because it's like, I think what you said, it's a must needed now, lightweight, and I think June and I definitely, saw each other in the eye and say, yeah, let's do it now. Now's the time. We can't wait any longer. So, so that was definitely a positive atmosphere, and everybody was happy when they left. Whether they got accepted or not, everybody was happy. So for sure.
Yeah.
No, I mean they're great. They're like my tias and cousins. I don't know. They're part of the culture. We understood each other's comfortability, and I'm grateful that they let their kids, I'm grateful that they trusted their kids with me. They've been with this process since day one. They go to rehearsals. They were at the concept trailer. They're calling me about, hey, how's the editing going, and when we're gonna do this. They've been great. I think without them, I don't know. They're also a big part of this film. And it's just great. Like, again, we're just like one big happy family here.
It's the support of the family, for real. I mean, that's how this came through as well. Without the support, without family, we wouldn't have this going. So.
No, definitely.
Okay, cool. So what has been the response so far from the public?
It's mixed.
Mixed?
I'll be honest, it's
Okay.
mixed.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like we touched on earlier,
Mhm.
the sensitivity part. But, however, there's a lot of people behind us, supporting us. For sure, we've seen it on social media. For sure, the amount of people that have outreach, they have been very receptive to the film, to the project, and they should say, don't worry, we'll support you. And we've been definitely meeting with other people, leaders and other people, business owners, investors, and they're very receptive of the project. And it's as it echoes, it says that this is much needed. It definitely has to be, it has to get done. So, so the negativity part, it's very small. Where I think we see more of the positive. You see that. Positive support for this film for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's very minor, but you can't satisfy everybody. But for the most part, I think people are like glad that we're actually giving some sort of representation, and not only that, but we're telling our story. We're expressing what this film is about and trying to connect with the community. And a lot of people, we've been getting responses like they want to help out, how this happened, they're always asking for information. But for the most part, I think they're happy that something is being represented and they can see themselves. Hey, yeah, I am that kid, or yeah, I live there, or this story really resonates with me, or whatever the case is. But I think going back to there hasn't been enough films. There's definitely been a lack of any type of representation, and I think definitely this is time to do it. And looks like people are for the most part really getting behind us and supporting us. So I think everyone who will listen to this, or whoever this will get to, I'd like to thank you guys as well.
Okay, awesome. All right, cool. Nice. For the younger crowd, what has been the response to you guys? I'm sure you told your family, your friends. What have you been telling you?
My friends are really happy for me because I posted the trailer on my Instagram, and they text me, and then I post what they say. My family's happy for me. My mom, my dad, my sister, because she told me about it. I'm happy.
Cool.
My friends were really happy for me. Especially my two best friends, they were excited. And my mom was really happy, my dad was really happy. My family from Guatemala is really happy because they're happy that I'm representing their culture and Salvadorians and Latino Americanos. And yeah, without their support, we wouldn't really be here, So we're happy for them supporting us.
I sent my friends the video on Instagram, and they said, "Oh my God, Amy, I never knew you acted. I'm so proud of you. I'll watch it one day when it comes out." And I almost cried in tears because I never thought that they would support me like that, especially ones that I drifted away from. My mom is extremely happy. I'm extremely happy. My whole family is proud of me for going for my dreams, and hopefully I get sky high one day.
Awesome.
So for me, I kept this whole thing on the low. I didn't tell almost nobody. But when I posted on my story and they saw it, they're like, "Oh my God, is this you?" They're like, "Oh, oh my God, I'm so congratulations," and stuff like that. My family were happy also. They also supported. But it was some people that were about the gun scene, blah, blah. But at the rest, they were like, "Yeah, I'm congratulations and hope this gets bigger," stuff like that.
Very cool.
It was kind of weird because I'm not really open about what I do stuff outside of school. I didn't say nothing about what I did in the summer. I really didn't speak about anything. And once the trailer came out, I posted it on my story. I posted it on Instagram. It's I think 200 views now, and it was once they saw it, everyone's pulling out their phones. Yo, look at the young actor. And it's like, I'm like, no, I don't want. No, stop. And, I don't know. It's just weird.
That's cool. So how does it feel for you guys? Like when I was a kid, it was like a crazy dream to be in a movie. Like I never imagined back then. Like back then, you know, cameras were really expensive. Even getting a simple digital camera to take pictures, like it just couldn't be done for me because I didn't grow up with that much money. A video camera, forget about it. But now you guys have this little piece of film and you're up there, hopefully on a big screen. How does it feel seeing yourselves up there?
At first, I was weirded out because I seen myself. But then, like when my friends started texting my family, I like attention.
Yeah.
And I love attention. I'm excited. I love attention. So when my friends were telling me congrats, I was really happy and everything. And then like I'm camera shy, but like I said, I'm getting used to it. And I like the lights on me. I like everything. So I'm like,
She's very honest.
yeah.
It's good though.
Like Jenny, it was okay. So everyone gets a little nervous. We're all humans, you know. But I was really happy, and yeah, I guess.
I actually say the same for them too. Also more like Jenny, I do like a little bit less attention than what she does. I do like attention. Like, yeah.
I feel weird out. It was just like, because I take videos, but it's just myself or like friends take videos, they send them. But like something big, like something like this, for me is big, honestly, because I never thought I would do something like this. But yeah, it's like, it's weird, but at the same time it's cool. And I just right there, just that spot.
I actually played it in the classroom, and everyone was in the classroom. Their students was watching it, and then there was this one kid in the back of me, and then I just tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, "Hey, look, that's me right there, bro."
You do like a little bit of fame. All right, so I want to talk about this interesting cameo in the concept trailer. Some people that may not ever have seen this or recognize this, but I feel like it steals a scene when I saw it. Okay, I don't know if you guys can guess what I'm about to say, but it's the frijoles on a little pan. You guys, how did you guys get a hold of like frijoles in their natural state? For those of you that don't know, frijoles don't.
I'm just glad you caught that.
Are you kidding me?
That's like an inside thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're Salvadoran beans.
No, exactly. So everybody's used to beans being as black little beads. You get them raw or you come straight out of a can if you don't want to cook them. But that's not how they grow. They grow in bean pods. They're like red. They look like string beans basically. But you grow them in there, they dry out, and that's how they become the beans we know. Yeah. So like when I saw that, I was like, how did you manage to get your hands on those?
Well, it's again, it started from my producing skills here now. Okay.
That's the bean. That's what we did.
So pretty much, fortunate for us, I have family members all over. You know what I mean, from all corners of the planet. And my uncle lives in Brentwood, and we spoke to him, and my uncle was one of the last ones that came to the U.S. So he definitely worked with my grandfather out in the fields, and so he came here I believe in the late 20s, early 30s, if I'm not mistaken, and that's what he did, in El Salvador. And so when he came here, after many years living in Hempstead, he moved out to Brentwood to purchase a house, and he had a lot of almost like a quarter of an acre in his backyard, and so that's what he did. He did his 9-to-5 job, then he goes back in the field, and I guess that's why he's been married a couple of times, because he gives that passion in the field.
They're not easy to grow. They're very sensitive.
Yeah,
they're sensitive plants. So it was cool. I sat with him, and he kind of gave me like the whole rundown of like what the process is. But yeah, you got to really like be on top of them. It's like almost a baby. But yeah, he had a big
crop like in his backyard, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
he puts a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
I mean, even before or right before we started filming, he was staying up at 1 o'clock in the morning because he heard some raccoons up in the tree. I don't know,
Yeah.
some type of animal eating his
Frijoles.
frijoles. So he decided to come down, waited 12 o'clock at night, and he's waiting for that animal to come. And he even climbed the tree and everything. I was just like, wow. He's crazy. But yeah, he protects his crops for sure.
definitely. So it made sense to use it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it's another connection of just roots and who we are. I don't know, all that. It's like we're rooted too. So like we sprout to this who we are now. So just like the beans, we come out Salvadorian, sometimes Guatemala, and sometimes other Central American.
Exactly.
We love the beans. You know that.
It's really amazing. I can't believe somebody was able to grow Salvadoran beans in this weather in this altitude. Wow, it's really cool. Cool. All right, guys. So, so a lot of people excited about this project. I know you guys have been out on social media promoting it. I know Amanda's out on the West Coast right now, also trying to.
Yes.
She's in Utah right now. She's volunteering at Sundance right now.
Yeah.
So she's pushing our project. Actually, she got our project into a little short film contest. It's like a little side thing. A lot of people do a lot of like side things in Sundance because of the audience. They like to take advantage of the audience. So she's been grinding out there and just trying to get the word out. And it looks like it's paying off. So hopefully she can come back with some contacts that where people can help us push the project forward.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Right. For us common folk not attending Sundance, what can we do to support your project? Like how can we contribute?
Well, we are having a fundraiser event this next February 6th. That's a comedy night show. Definitely trying to get the community to come out and support us. We are still looking for investors to definitely invest. We merged with a nonprofit organization, the Elmont Cultural Center as well, at Elmont, and they advocate for the arts, the film, music. So, we're trying to see how we could get grants for the film as well. And also, donations from those who want to support us. It could be as small as $1 and as big as, $1 million. So, we're grateful for every dollars and cents that we get because it's going to definitely help this project, move forward. And I think that, people don't understand, which I didn't understand, but it is a lot involved. If you don't have enough resources, it entails, feeding the staff, feeding the crew, getting permits. We have to rent certain vehicles. So all that stuff people don't know, and we have to take account for that. So, we have the website. It's thesedaysmovies.com, and people could go there and donate. We're also looking for volunteers as well. That would definitely help. I think that if we do more outreach in the community for those who want to experience this is a perfect time, perfect opportunity because we're starting to, we're starting to see that snowball effect, and we're noticing all the interest and people want to definitely get involved. So I think right now is the right time. They could reach through the website. I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely to add on, as far as contributions, like Victor said, we got involved with a nonprofit, and a good part when when someone's donating, they can get a tax write-off, so don't even feel like, you're gonna completely lose your money. You can use that for taxes, so, we did that for a reason, because we didn't want people to feel like they're completely losing, their money, and also too, we're actually campaigning our Kickstarter. We're gonna be hooking up with a marketing firm. They're called Avenida Productions. They're out in like Los Angeles, California, LA, LA, California, and basically they're gonna help us out with this campaign. So we're gonna be relaunching pretty soon. We did have an original Kickstarter, but now because of this marketing firm having interest with us, they liked what we were about. They were totally into us, and they felt that we're definitely promoting what Latinos, promoting Latinos films and just having a voice. So we're doing different things, but definitely get all our information on our website, thesedaysmovie.com, and you can donate there, get information. There's contacts if you want to get hold of us, and it's all there. Just spread the word, basically. Just keep it going. Hopefully, this lands in someone's hands.
Yeah. Tell all your primos, right?
That's
All right, cool. Do you guys have any advice? I know you say haven't seen many movies. I know there's a lot of people out there trying to make movies, wanting to make movies. What advice would you give to another director out there, someone that wants to do their own project?
Stay positive. If somebody says no, yes is around the corner. One door closes and one opens. So you have to, number one, be positive, and number two, you always gotta move forward. No matter what the critics say, you have to believe in yourself. That's number one. You have to believe in yourself. Number two, you have to believe in your project. And third is you got to build a nice, cohesive team. Definitely, without a team, you cannot move forward. But definitely, if you believe in yourself, I think a lot of things would happen. So, just stay strong, be positive.
And even before I say anything, I definitely want to give props to those handful of Central American filmmakers that are making films, because I'm not the only one. I'm just being part of this movement, and I know you guys know you guys are out there. You guys are doing docs and doing narrative stuff. So I love you for that. We should connect and sometimes do a little round table or something.
Absolutely.
But I would definitely say for those that are trying to get into it, I would just say that hey, just do it. Don't even think about it. If you have a camera, shoot. Easy as that. You know what I mean? Be expressive. Don't be afraid. I was once like that.
Yeah.
So here I am now.
Absolutely. And these days, everyone has a camera.
Exactly. These days. These days. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Awesome, guys. So for the young crowd, do you guys want to shout out anybody? Friends, family, mother, father, saying out thanks or support?
I want to shout out my two best friends, William and Ashley. I love you guys.
Okay.
And my family in Guatemala. And my dad. And my mom. And my uncle Julio. Te quiero. Ciao.
Okay.
I want to shout out my mom and my cousin Mike. And my friends at school, and I guess that's it.
I want to shout out my whole family. Also my best friends, Alea, Maddie, Kaylee. I love you. Kaylee. And Giselle.
I just want to give a quick shout out to my family, well, both of my sides, Ponce and Magaña. And also a shout out to Mr. High. He's going to be also supporting this film. And that's it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
Wait, I gotta give one more shout out.
One more shout out. Hold on.
To Senor Carlos, Salvador Unidos, man. Thank you for giving us the opportunity here. Seriously, if it wasn't for you, we don't have a voice. So thank you.
Absolutely, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I love having you. Lots of Salvis on. You guys are doing great work. Please keep it up. Any kind of support, let me know. I'll support you guys to the very end. I can't wait to walk on the red carpet. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't so bad, was it?
No.
Yes, it was.
Pause, guys.